Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Oh shit, I forgot to put a number in there. Yes, my God, man. My God, Yep, I got a lot going on here today. I didn't even title the name of the episode. This is a first for Ross Patterson.
Now
on
look.
Here. What are we on? What number is this today? 627. Giorgio fixed it. I appreciate it. Could not be any more hungover if I blacked out in a vat of Jameson last night.
Did you sleep at all?
Me?
Yes.
Sort of. I was really disappointed last night of everything that happened, like with the election results and all that shit.
Yeah.
So, I think most of Americans were scouring through articles trying to find answers that there were none. And truthfully, the guy who gave the answer was on our show last night, the live show, and he gave it within the first 5 minutes of the show. He said, Alex Jones was on last night. If you did not watch the live show, big thank you to the 250,000 people who actually tuned into that. If you don't think podcasts of the future, look at our numbers, look at Joe Rogan's numbers last night going live off the election show. People would rather sit and watch it with their friends rather than the rest of the bullshit that Rachel Maddow and those guys are offering, because it's not real and it's not true. And it certainly doesn't reflect what the country is going through. More importantly, if you did pick a side last night, more than likely you picked my side and you were watching because of that. And when you were watching, it was a landslide. At a certain point in the evening, all of the cable stations cut all of the states. Some of them were painfully obvious, like Texas. Texas has a massive amount of delegates. I believe it's 38. And they had stopped reporting that. Georgia. Look, Georgia, he was up by 10. Michigan up by 10. Pennsylvania was up by 14 last night. Now we're doing this
like pink and light blue situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't know, but Alex Jones said it best when he walked on the stage last night. He goes, "Look, there's going to be a landslide, but you're going to see the Dems are going to try to rig this through ballots and ballots coming in the next few days." Everything I'm reading aligns with that, unfortunately, and it's like you want to not believe this shit and that America is above it, but we're not. It's where we are as a country. We're completely divided. This division will continue all the way to the Supreme Court. Because I read an article just before we came on the air. Forgive me, by the way, if I'm mumbling today. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to put the pieces together. I got a little mimos to wake up. But the Michigan, there was 106 ballots that were magically found this morning. Every single one of them was for Joe Biden. Not one Trump out of 106,000. How does that happen? I don't have any answers today. I really don't. I'd love to sell you on some conspiracy about what's going on, but it felt like it was leading up to this for months and months and months. The one thing that I couldn't figure out of all of it last night, because I definitely 100%, and I'm saying this and I hate that I'm saying this, I think this election was rigged. 100% from the get-go. The only thing I can't figure out about it is why the polls were so wildly off, why Nate Silver was so wildly off, why these predictions were so wildly off. I mean, going into the day before, we did a show last week. It was called Wisconsin plus 17. That was what ABC News said. It's not like Slapdick Jimmy and the Tree Trunk Fives down the street saying Wisconsin's up by 17.
Right.
This is a reputable news organization that supposedly has more sources and people on the ground than we do.
Right.
And I don't believe it. I said Trump would win all of those swing states. I said to get Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. And then last night, he was so far ahead that he appeared to have that. I don't know why they would just stop and asked for a recount at a magical hour, and that magical hour is 12:30. If you listen to the show on a religious basis, I said this would be over by 12:30. I pounded the table. I went to Alex Jones. He said 12:30. All of us said the same thing. How did we all know in advance if this wasn't rigged? Now, when I say rigged, I mean for both sides. Both sides were setting this up. I think Trump had internal polling numbers. I think he looked at those numbers and was like, holy shit, I've got a huge lead. The only way I can lose this is by these COVID mail-in ballots. And some of these, they're hard to check. So how are we going to have a true winner? You know what we can do? Get Amy Coney Barrett in. Take this to the Supreme Court, have them decide, and have fun. Because if you think the 106,000 ballots this morning that were magically found in Michigan, that were all Biden and not one Trump in there, if you're pissed off as a Republican about that today, wait 8 weeks till this goes to the Supreme Court. And then you'll have your comeuppance then.
Do you have any theories on why they just stopped?
Yes.
Did they need to go 9-9 or was it something else?
No. When you get that far ahead in an election, typically you're calling these races right around 75%. And we've done these election shows. I've watched every single one of these goddamn things. I can't remember a year that I wasn't at some form of election party. So I at least have a decent grasp of what's going on during these elections. And I think they all got together and said, oh shit, we're at 75% in every swing state and Trump is ahead by 8+ in all of these. Let's shut it down and let's lean on these mail-in votes. Because if you remember last night, Biden at 12:10 or 12:15 said, I'm going to make an announcement.
Yep.
Why? Hillary didn't. She waited until 2:30 in the morning in 2016.
Trump was about to, and he jumped him by 20 minutes or
yes.
something?
Yeah.
Is there a theory that maybe because the polls were so wildly wrong, they shut it off so that they can narrow the margin so that they can say, oh, our polls weren't, do you know what I mean?
If you want to go
Otherwise,
if you want to go crazy conspiracy theory on this, here's what it is. I will. Fuck it. I'll entertain
I
it.
mean, I'm just saying.
Who gives a shit right now? Let's go wild conspiracy theory. All right? This is as far as I'll allow my mind to go. All of these polls were rigged heading up into this point because they knew they didn't have a candidate. They knew Biden was going to lose. Therefore, when you get to a night like tonight, last night, and you're looking at all the numbers, and it's 75 percentage points in, Trump is up by 8 to 12 in all of these states, then I think the plan comes in of all right, great. Now we can go for the ballots that we've been holding off on, that we've been bitching about for months and months and months. It's important to mail in. No naked ballots. Celebrities. We're nude. We're going to do this. All of it matches up. All of it syncs up for both sides. Even Trump said, hey, man, I'm fully expecting this to be rigged with these mail-in ballots. I was not expecting the landslide that we saw last night at all. I don't think anyone else is either. CNN ran out of shit to make up at a certain point where they were like, well, I think it's important that we wait till every vote is counted, and you don't know. And then Trump gets on and makes a speech immediately afterwards, and they were like, well, it's really irresponsible of him to do that. No, you called states last night that were well below the 75% reported threshold. California, Oregon, Washington, those fuckers were called at 9:30. And it was just 2% are in. That's it. It's Biden. We don't know anything else. Don't need to know. Those states are already called. We're all good. We can move on with our lives. Nothing to see here. And as a Republican guy, I agreed. I said, wipe them off the fucking board. No need. I'm assuming those are all going Democrat. Yes, flip them. I am good with that. However, the other states that are going down, that he's clearly ahead by 14 fucking points in Pennsylvania, flip it. Flip that state and let's get the numbers even. And the way that they left the numbers last night, too, really pissed me off.
Yeah, and they didn't change at all.
At all. It's and they had Biden
stopped.
Leading, knowing that the news this morning would have Biden leading in the Electoral College. The rest of those votes left is 120. This still could end up being a landslide. We don't know. Do I believe these ballots in Michigan? Fuck no. I don't believe any of that bullshit. And the way I've always looked at it throughout the entire process of this, if you're able to go out in the streets and protest, you're able to go to the fucking ballot box in person and vote. Not mail in. Ooh, we're going to mail in. I can't even send Gam a fucking postcard from Bali within 9 months, let alone, I can't, we got to get the election votes or whatever. But fuck it. It doesn't matter. It's going to the Supreme Court. The country will be just as divided as ever. We called this on our show. 4 more years of Trump, 4 more years of people bitching, crying, moaning about everything else. And this will end up being, this election will be like 2000. How have we not figured this out yet? I always rage on this show that technology is not there yet. It isn't. If we can't do a fucking vote of 1 of 2 people and get them counted in time in a proper hour on the day, that has been there since the birth of our country. Technology is not even close to being there yet. Fuck, we might as well go back to putting chalkboards around our neck and just writing out our dinner. Feed me. I'm so dumb. I gotta write potatoes. Just give me potatoes and meat. I got no other option. Instead, I'm texting a fucking valet this morning in downtown Austin to get my car. Oh, sir. And immediately after I get in the car, rate my service. Rate it. You drove my car 10 feet. What the fuck am I going to do about it? Unless you left a bag of Coke and some gold bullion in the other seat, what am I going to do about your fucking rating? All of it is fucking nonsense. Instead of spending all your money on this, just spend the time to fucking dial in the voting system and let's have a winner for President of the United States. It's insane to me. It's absolutely fucking insane to me. And as hungover as I am, I'm still angry. I'm angry that we don't have an answer either way. I could have been fine if it was Biden last night. Great. Throw the old man in there. Yes.
Don't
yes.
just like, we were walking off stage, the show was over, and we're like, so wait, what? And it just was like this. That's another theory, right? Are they doing it to kind of quell any crazy riots that were going to happen?
No, I don't know if anybody cares.
Slowly have it.
I don't know if people really fucking care. Even last night, it was like 300 people there. And it was like, hey, does anybody have the answer last night? No. But I'm looking for that guy with the MDMA. Do you know, is he around or did he leave? Did he leave the party or it's Georgia? Okay, it's Georgia. Nobody gave a shit. People worried about how many White Claws were still left at the bar last night. Kudos to Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I did not know they had that many. But they were serving them by the cases at the end, trying to get rid of them. So, what's going to happen with all this? Nothing. People are going to bitch. This will go to the Supreme Court. Trump will win probably around January. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my year like a fucking grown-up, drinking mimosas and some form of chicken biscuit from Chick-fil-A and try to recover from this. I have no answers for you. I have 0 answers for you today. So if you're here looking for an answer, what does Ross think? I think the fucking thing is rigged. I think it's been rigged this entire time. I think that's the country we're living in, and that's it. There's nothing we can do about it. Everybody is 50-50 right now, and that is it. Nobody's switching sides. Nobody has any voice or reason, and I won't believe any of the bullshit. Because here's what you did with the fake polls now. It got into my mind, and I said this last night on air for a little bit. I turned to somebody and I said, hey, man, did it ever get into your mind a little bit seeing all these fake polls day after day after day from all of these outlets? Did it ever let it creep into your mind that Biden could possibly win? And it was Dan. Dan's usually the voice of fucking reason. And he goes, yeah, actually it did. And I go, do you believe what we're seeing here tonight? And he goes, no, I can't believe it. We all thought Trump was going to win, but not by a landslide like that. So I don't know. Therefore, when you do that, the rest of these articles that come out from the same exact reporters, the same exact fucking news outlets for the next weeks and weeks and months, I'm not going to fucking believe you. You lied to me for the last 6 months about this shit. Why the fuck would I believe you now? Why would I believe you now? Trump was supposed to be down by 17. Now you're going to tell me that 106 ballots for Biden magically showed up in Michigan with not one Trump vote? Shit, I've been to Michigan. I've partied in Michigan. Big drug town. A lot of meth. You're going to tell me that one motherfucker on meth didn't accidentally just get it wrong and was like, man, I wanted to go for Biden, but the meth kicked in and I accidentally hit Trump and sent in my ballot. Not one fucking prayer on this earth. Go to Detroit just for an hour and see if you can't find meth for $10. You're going to tell me that nobody looked at their ballot and was like, oh, boy, this is really kicking in right now. Boop, Trump. Mail-in. Here's my mail-in. Take it. And not one of those was Trump this morning? In what fucking world? In what fucking world? Maybe Eminem was right to give Biden one shot, one opportunity. It was mom spaghetti all night, and then magically he's winning Michigan. Fuck. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm just glad that Eskimos for Trump came out and Alaska went our way.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Thank God. I was worried.
I know you were, but I think that's our path to victory, and we got Alaska. The only thing we predicted that was also true is that a bunch of amazing Drinking Bros would come out and party, and they did.
They did. And here's the thing.
And we are now filmed in front of a live studio
Live
audience,
studio
it feels
audience
like.
is here.
Oh, my God.
Ton of people here. And here's the thing. Be it election, be it my child's soccer game, hashtag Blue Dragons, Team of Destiny, God's Children, they would come out for that. These guys will show up for anything. We have the best listeners from Ross Patterson Revolution and Drinkin Bros on the planet. They'd come out for everything. But last night, usually when we all party together, there is a beginning, middle, and end of the night. Hey, man, we're here for Ohio State, Penn State. We're all going to party. Welcome to the show. Let's get all fucked up. Somebody's going to win. One thing, it is not going to happen. It's not going to end up in a tie, and it's certainly not going to go to the press tomorrow and be like, I feel like so-and-so playing a little better. We probably should give it to them. It's not. We usually leave the game, and we're like, holy shit, we got a win one way or the other. We get nothing today. We have a fucking sack full of zero today.
Just a lot of blue balls.
I listened to Nickelback the whole fucking way here. That's exactly what it was, dude. Look at this photograph. That's all I listened to all the way. Because I wanted the pain and the torture to continue for the rest of the day. That's all I did. And then I thought about Chad Kroeger fucking Avril Lavigne on a daily basis. And that one really set me off. Where I was like, oh, God, how much older is he? Was he singing to her? Was she singing to him? I hate both their music.
Well, she's dead.
Yeah, it's true. That's her fucking clone who's walking around here. Ashley. Is it Ashley or is her name?
Yeah, her best friend.
Her B-Fry. Yeah. So, they're doing the recount now. We'll kind of pop on over, see what's all the fake news is saying here today, because we got no one to trust.
Has not budged.
Has not budged.
Has not budged. It's the same number that I've been
Biden.
refreshing all
Biden,
night
238.
and morning. Yeah.
Trump, 213. Senate results still tied magically. Oh, no shit. Fuck me. I never would have guessed that either. Lady G won last night. It's Lindsey Graham. Congratulations. Lady G.
He loves pussy.
Yeah. No one was more amped about that victory more than every gay dude between the age of 20 and 28 in the city of DC last night.
I believe it's technical.
That's an
term is boy
interesting
pussy.
age gap.
Boy pussy. Yeah, exactly.
20 to 28 only.
Well, he's very specific. That's
Okay.
That's all I will say.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, he has a very specific type. It is not underage, but it is goddamn close. Good for you. They spent a lot of money. They thought Lady G was going to lose. Who else was going to lose? Cocaine Mitch McConnell. Look, I call it like I see it here on all this shit. Pelosi looks like a goddamn corpse with dentures, just walking around. Just put the foot in the other grave and fucking call it a life. We're all done with your bullshit.
Not until she tries all the gelato.
I guess, but same with Mitch McConnell. Have you seen the photos of Mitch McConnell recently?
His face is falling off of his skull.
He looks like he got beat in a fucking 1940s gangster movie. I mean, it is just black and blue. They look like they filled up a goddamn pillowcase full of ivory soap and just worked him one night, dude. I mean, just absolutely worked him over. Blue from head to toe. Didn't matter. He still won. The QAnon chick, Laura Loomer, did not get in there last night. That was falsely reported. Somebody was like, yeah, Laura Loomer got it. She did not, but another QAnon girl did for Tennessee. That's going to be a fun little game for QAnon, isn't it? Because now you actually have a source that's inside Washington where it's just like, Q thinks that people are going to be wearing dresses on the next day. Oh, is Biden going to die that day? Because the dress is going to be Kamala, whatever. We know who it's going to be. She's going to be sitting in the fucking lobby just tweeting it right there. Boom, boom.
Do we have a president right now?
No, we don't have a president. It's Donald Trump.
Fun.
Yeah. So Trump is still president until January 21st.
Okay.
Which is exactly how far this is going to go. This will go to the 20th if you're out there at home, maybe making some vacay plans. looking for that Airbnb, trying to get a good deal, you have until the 20th. You got a while because this shit isn't coming out for a while.
Ross, is Q a legit political party now?
No, the QAnon shit is I won't buy into. I'll buy into a lot of shit, a lot. I'll buy into that Rob Lowe thing that he was fucking that girl in Youngblood in the actual movie himself. Like, I'll buy into that. The QAnon thing, I don't know. But what I did find interesting last night was every reporter last night after Trump's speech said, this is premature of Trump to say this is a victory. There's still states to be
but
counted.
not Biden.
Biden rushed out there.
Biden's fine.
He
the
rushed.
The only person they said falsely reported was Trump, but they both did.
Yeah. Hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. It's the only way we'll beat this algorithm. Let's face it, this video disappeared in an hour. Yeah, Biden last night, as soon as it was a landslide, that motherfucker hopped up like Grandpa Joe and Willy Wonka, didn't he?
He really did.
Magically, the dementia's gone. I'm going to go out and give a speech. Thanks for your patience. Patience for what, bro? Man, I mean, this was a landslide that you would see in like Central America, where people are losing houses and buildings and kids. Oh, hold on. And then it's like, you know what? I'm going to hop out of bed like Grandpa Joe, go down and make a speech and call it a night. Were you? And they were following his fucking car like he had just murdered 2 people on South Bundy last night. I mean, it was great going into the thing. They were like, oh, the helicopters were above. What's Joe going to do? You knew exactly what that motherfucker was going to do. He's going to hop right down and think, it's been a great election. We should wait for all the rest of the votes. Still the same. You're not getting any answers today. You're not getting any answers today. Luckily, we're doing a sports show this afternoon with spreads, actual point spreads. You're gonna get a winner on that. This, but by the way, so Fake Dan, you're a big gambler, Dirty Dan.
Full slate of Maction tonight.
Oh,
the Mac is back. Let's go.
I hate the Mac in real life, but I hate my life more right now. Therefore, I'll throw all my money on the Mac tonight. Empty out the bank account. Who's the worst team I could bet on?
I mean,
you don't say.
Pick.
Yeah.
Kent
Central
State,
Michigan?
Great. There we go. Kent State, -3. Nailed it. Is it -4 for Kent State?
I think it is -4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was -3 or -4. That's a really fucking great joke that people will get an hour later. But right now, that's the only thing we can actually bet on. As far as the odds go, you were talking about at the top of the show that MyBookie and everybody else has got it for -500 for Biden. Last night at 11:30, it was -500 for Trump. Nobody knows what's happening. And truthfully, when there is $1 billion on the line worldwide, and that's how much there is, it's $1 billion worldwide, they don't have a choice but to make these lines swing because however it's going to fall, somebody's going to lose a lot of fucking money. So if you're out there and you're thinking about betting it now, maybe shy away from it. Or if it's -500, it's going to the Supreme Court, maybe I'll throw a little on Trump. That's 5-1. Fuck it, I might as well double down now. The world's ending in about an hour.
It's like buying Enron at the third.
Yeah, exactly. It's like buying Amazon when Bezos had hair. You know? He was sitting in the garage with his first wife.
You could have hedged both sides if you took Biden last night. You take Trump now.
Explain to the people what that means, because a lot of people are doing that, and I read that article this morning.
Well, yeah, if you take Biden at like +300, 350 last night, now you take Trump at +300.
That you'll come out even is what he's saying.
No, you'll make money regardless.
You'll make a little bit of money, but at least like, hey man, you're not going to lose your fucking T-shirt. With the money I bet on it and everybody else, there was a guy last night who bet $5 million on that last night. Imagine his toilet this morning. That guy has shit himself multiple times. I can assure you of that. I bet it is filled. I bet he needed a poop stick, a good old-fashioned 18th century poop stick. You know what that is?
No.
Back when the indoor plumbing was first invented, the holes weren't big enough. So next to every toilet was a fucking poop stick to cut it in half to get it down the toilet, and that just used to rest there. 'Cause they didn't have plungers and shit. It was just a poop stick.
Love it.
I'll go further here because what does it matter anymore? Again, this show will be pulled down in an hour. When they dug up Paul Revere's house, the only thing they found was the contents inside of his fucking toilets at the Paul Revere house in Boston. And there was a huge excavation of it. And they're like, oh man, I wonder what we're going to find in here. What do you think you're going to find in there? Paul Revere was taking shits, bro.
Yeah, you're going to find poop.
You're going to find poop. They did find a couple wooden teeth with I thought was weird. So maybe he was fighting a real grumper and bit down real hard and lost a bicuspid, and that went down the toilet and apparently it got sealed up forever. So if you're out there and you're a big game hunter looking for a 200-year-old Paul Revere tooth, check that toilet in the backyard, and you might be able to find yourself a little something for Christmas that you weren't expecting. I did not hear from the Men's Warehouse guy last night, by the way.
There's still time. Be patient.
Hang on. Breaking news. Men's Warehouse guy said, I did not like the way I look, and I guarantee you won't either this morning. So he didn't. He didn't. Kathy Griffin retweeted a pic of Trump's bloody, decapitated head this morning, on brand. AOC, she won her election, on brand. The squad is now growing. Now, this is actually an interesting story that's real, and I would like to talk about. Because this is what I've been saying for the better part of a year at this point. So the squad gets a new member as Democrat Cori Bush is elected to Congress. Progressive activist Cori Bush has won her bid for U.S. representative seat in Missouri's 1st Congress district. And she now joins the squad of progressives, right?
Okay.
If this election does not swing Biden's way, right? And my prediction is it'll go to the Supreme Court and Trump will win. Your party in 2024 is broken in two, because you're going to have another election in 2022 for more of these assholes, right? With that being said, I don't know how an AOC doesn't run in 2024 or somebody for one of the progressives at this point. Because one of the main things that was trending on Twitter last night late when I got home was Bernie Sanders. And it was mostly people's anger that Bernie Sanders wasn't running again and that he probably would have won. And I'm going to be honest, looking at the numbers, I agree with you. I think he was built for a moment like this. He's a progressive. I think you're all done with this now. Now that more and more people are getting in there, this is what you're going to see. Is this new party form, and I don't know who your guy's going to be in 2024, because your party's going to be split in two at that point. Whereas for me, last night, with the anger, let's say this does go Biden's way, right? I'll pretend that for a little bit. I'll put on a fucking bunny suit and pretend that it does go Biden's way. The anger that is going to last from Trump supporters for 4 years gives you one option, and that's Ivanka. You're going to want that Trump name. You're going to want to go to the ballot box in 2024 and say, fuck you guys, I'm voting for another Trump just to do it. Same as you were this year. And I think that's how all of this is going to shake out. What are your personal thoughts and feelings on this? How's this going to end?
This is going to... Is Biden going to win?
I'm asking you. I said Trump's going to win the Supreme Court.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we are not going to know. Oh, this changed a little bit. 227, 213. Yeah, I don't think we're going to know for a while. I think we'll have an idea by the end of the day today, though.
Of who's going to win?
No?
Not a prayer.
No.
Not a prayer.
Some kind of idea?
If these votes flip as wildly as we think ballot-wise, this will go to the Supreme Court. This will absolutely go to the Supreme Court.
And when do they go to the Supreme Court then?
After all of the ballots are in, and they will ask about these mail-in ballots. In particular, a lot of these states have a signature that the signature's got to match. I mean, this will get deep, and this will get long. And that's it's also every plot of my favorite porn is it's going to get deep and it's going to get long in there, you know?
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I said. What were the numbers that you have right now?
227, 213, Biden.
I've got 238. Well, this is on Drudge Report.
Yeah, I've got that too, Ross. 238, 213.
238, 213.
Okay.
I mean, really, it comes down to PA, North Carolina.
Well, here's the thing. So here's what they're not calling, right? Georgia, Michigan.
But he's got Georgia, right?
He's got Georgia.
So he's in the lead in
He
Georgia
had Georgia
right
last
now.
night. Michigan,
He's in the lead in North Carolina
North
and
Carolina,
Pennsylvania.
and Pennsylvania. So
Oh, I see Michigan, Biden leading.
Yeah, slightly down in Michigan.
he's slightly down in Michigan. Who is?
Trump.
Is, yeah.
But after this, is it down by 106 ballots? 106,000.
I'll give you the
Yeah,
exact
it's like
number.
really close. It's 49, really.
It is.
Yeah.
But is it?
It's less than 100. It's like it's 50,000 ballots.
So but it is less than 106,000 ballots, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, 50,000.
You mean the ones that they found this morning?
You know.
Strange. I never would have guessed it. I never would have guessed it. Yeah, this is going to the fucking Supreme Court, of course, dude. Or have Michigan revote. I think that would be great.
Revote.
Yes, I think now that you know who it is, and if your state's that important, revote. I'm fine with that.
And waiting for that to happen?
Yes, pick one date because they do it all the time, actually. So they have these runoff, and it's usually for local seats, right? Where they're like, "Hey, this is an emergency," or somebody died. Somebody died from COVID one last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Shouts to North Dakota.
Yeah, shouts. Does that fucking place exist? I've never met a motherfucker from North Dakota in my life. For real. It's just like
There's just a pipeline, right?
Yeah, it's just a fucking oil. Did the body shoot out in oil and they were like, "Congratulations, you won." It shot up from the ground. That was their victory party last night.
Yeah. You think the people that went up to protest just realized there's nothing there?
No, nothing. It was like, shit, we're in North Dakota. We're protesting. Might as well put some oil in our pockets. Whatever we can sell, we can sell. Fuck it. It's North Dakota. I know nothing about that state, by the way.
It's a Coen Brothers film, right?
Fargo. That's it.
Right. That's all I got.
That's it. There's a Fargo scene in the new book. By the way, since we're here, fuck it. The new book is out today on hardback, paperback, everything. As the sun rises, it dawns on him. This is the only thing that will bring you joy in this life. Is completely un-PC, and I'm sure this will be banned as well. But go out and get it today. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere around the world is the third opus in the St. James Street James masterpiece, the romance novel for dudes, greatest book on the planet. As the sun rises, it dawns on him, and it dawned on me last night that we're not going to have a winner for a very long time, and both sides are going to claim victory for the next several weeks, and that's it. Trump is still in, and he has the Supreme Court. Kavanaugh already said, man, hey, if this comes to the Supreme Court, fuck you guys for everything you did to my family. Yeah. Just because I drank a beer once in 1978, and there was some...
He did have it in his calendar, though, that he had that beer.
Yeah. That's what I want out of a judge.
Right?
If a judge is going to be drinking, the least you can do is put it in your fucking calendar.
Absolutely.
We get some sponsors who pay for this whole show to be on the air for one more hour. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Jabes, tell them about the Ghost Bed.
Ghost Bed is the best bed in a box. You know these other brands. We're not going to say them, but Ghost Bed is the best. Guys, everyone who has the Ghost Bed, Lux, get the Lux, get the cooling mattress. Right now they're doing 30% off plus 2 free pillows. If you go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros, you're going to get all the deals for the best group in the world, the Drinkin Bros. Sleep so good. Well,
it's scary.
Yeah.
Last night was fucking scary. If you're a member of the military or first responder, a teacher, or work in the government, you get 30% off. The rest of you dummies out there, you get 25% off and 2 free pillows with a mattress. As always, they get a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest. You can bundle it all together there. Somebody on Bryce Brockett said, Rostradamus no more. No, motherfucker. Look at the states. I picked all of them last night. I think it was off by 1. Arizona was Arizona and one more. Minnesota. Those are the only 2 I missed last night. Sorry, I missed 2 out of fucking 50.
I mean, come on.
What the fuck, bro? Come on, my dude. You're going to take away my moniker because I missed 2 out of 50 last night? Come on, bro. Hand. Is there an open bottle of champagne back there? Bring it out on set.
We can find you one.
Yeah. Here's how I like mimosas. Splash of Simpson. A lot of champagne. Jabes, we get StrikeForceEnergy.com next.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers. Strikeforce Energy. Tastiest, tiniest little tin pouch full of amazing energy. Won't make you jittery. No crash. No sugar. No calories, no carbs, no gluten.
No gluten if you're concerned about homosexuality.
No bacon. They don't have any pork in there either.
No pork. They refuse to have pork in their energy drink, and I stand by that. A lot of these energy drinks you see out on the street today are filled with pork. Pork is going to block up your intestines, going to make you feel a little bit slower when you're doing the 40-yard dash in the NFL Combine, and we don't support it. I know the Muslims don't. We don't either. Strikeforce Energy has been porkless, proud porkless for 4.5 years now at this point.
Despite people telling them over and over again that they have to put pork in.
Yeah, they're saying no pork.
Still say no pork.
We're porkless. We will always be porkless.
And good for them.
Don't think any differently.
And good for them.
Not having pork in my energy drinks anymore. Every time I go to GNC, I get a fucking energy drink. It's filled with pork. I gotta chew through the pork. Not anymore. Strike Force Energy, dude. Porkless for 4 years. Porkless for 4 years. Promo code Revolution for 20% off.
Also, we have Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Ooh, Manscaped?
Ooh.
Are you scaping?
I shaved my pubes off
Are
last
you
night.
landscaping? Yeah.
Didn't even get to bone. Why? There's
Yeah.
nothing to celebrate. What am I getting? A Thai boner? No one in this life, unless you live in Asia, says I've got a sweet Thai boner. Again, I am on fire today. Maybe I should just get this hungover and never sleep again. But yeah, nobody's gonna get a fucking sweet Thai boner. It's like, oh yeah, that election last night was really something. They tied so hard. They fucking tied so hard, baby. No, not gonna happen. Nothing happened last night. But my fucking pubis region looks amazing. It looks like the fucking 9th green at the Masters, which is coming up next week on NBC.
The Masters?
CBS, the Masters.
Yeah,
CBS.
CBS.
Come on. What's the fucking slogan? A tournament
The Masters.
like any other.
Yeah.
The Misters. Big fan of the Masters. Bryson DeChambeau is going to win that bitch.
Nah.
But that's what my pubes look like. Last night I used the weed whacker
Weed whacker for the nose.
on my nose,
the
and
ears.
I'm one of the best. I'm one of the best at it. I feel good about doing that real quick and then getting out the door. I don't need to spend all time in there. It was like, and then I'm gone. Boom.
Right.
Ears, luckily I don't have that. I don't have any hair in my body, so it doesn't really matter. But go to manscaped.com, best kits, shaving kits on the planet. 20% off with the promo code REVOLUTION and free shipping, right?
Absolutely.
Free shipping, James.
And if you subscribe, you'll get blades sent to your house every 3 months, as well as a free Dob kit and boxers.
Goddamn right. And let's face it, after last night's election, you're going to need those blades. Probably not for your pubes, just right for the old Epstein.
Sure.
There's a weird hangover here in the country, and I don't know how to describe it. Everybody I've walked by and talked to today, I stayed in a hotel last night because I knew we were getting rocked, and everybody in the hotel was just somber. Everybody's somber. It seems like somebody died. Nobody has a winner.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of walking around with no leader, and it's just we're all a bunch of fucking pig dicks.
Yeah.
You know?
The streets were empty. I don't know. It was a weird feeling.
And the streets had no name.
Sure.
And that was the U2 song that really brought that home.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
look
What's your
at
name?
this.
What's your name for that Simpson? Brad. Hey, Brad. Chad. Nice to meet you. Totally kidding. Totally kidding. I know you have. My best friend's name is Brad, and I've tried to switch it on the show to go full Chad because I hate Chads. So know that I'm trying to protect your namesake for a long time. Dead serious. Best Brad McMahon. I'll give you a shout out. Yeah, fuck it.
Let's just change it.
Fuck it, let's just change it. Again, I know these little girls on Instagram do their, oh my God, here's a proper mimosa right here. See that champagne? Boom, 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 boom. And then it gets to the top. Is it going over? It's not going over. It's not going over. And then delicately what you do is you line this up and you almost want to test the wind with it. You almost want to lick your finger, test the wind with that Simpson and be like, where should that OJ go? Boopies. Perfect mimosa. There you go, right there. That's all you need. Just a splash of Simpson and then a full glass of Champers, and that is the proper OJ. I'm not sure who Wyclef is. Maybe it's Wyclef Jean from
The Fugees.
Fugees,
The
man.
Fugees.
Ooh la 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 is the brut champagne California I don't know who makes this, but it's Wyclef.
Be careful. We're going to get flagged.
I love it. Yeah. Speaking of which, we got flagged yesterday. On YouTube. This has been a running joke on this show for years and years, that my voice and your voice is so angelic that YouTube is going to flag it because they think it is identical. It happened.
Yeah.
It happened yesterday for the McDonald's jingle. Ba-da-da-da-da.
Oh, don't do. Oh, boy.
I got fucking
there we
flagged for
go.
that shit.
Flagged
And
again.
they were like, you're misusing our video.
We're trying to make money here, Ross.
And the
No.
weird thing of that,
Flag.
yeah, exactly, flag. The weird thing about it was, I think the line was yesterday that I was like, I'm so hungry, I could butt fuck a McDonald's right now. Ba-da-da-da-da. So
Sure.
it wasn't like I was singing it in like a happy tune and we're gonna have the kids out. We're all gonna, rally around Grimace and throw our McGriddles at each other.
Sure.
I wasn't saying it like that.
Right.
I was simply saying I would like to put my penis inside a sausage egg McMuffin with cheese, and then I said, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. I got flagged for that. So we had to mute that part of the video. If you watched it from yesterday, I apologize. I had to mute that video. Sorry my voice is that good, YouTube. I mean,
Yeah.
am I right?
It's like, come on.
It's recording quality.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, recording quality, baby. A lot of people on the boards here. Let's get some other people's opinions here on this shit. PA, everybody's saying Pennsylvania is definitely going for Trump. And they hope to have an answer by Friday. Oh, do you? Oh, you Pennsylvania, you treat us so good, don't you? You hope to have an answer by Friday? What the fuck else do you do for the other 4 years that you can't have an answer for 3 more days? Man, I'm busy doing Pennsylvania shit. The president's not important. I'll have that to you in 3 days, sir. What job in America can you say, you know what, boss? I'm going to have that in 3 days. And then boss is going to look at you and say, God damn.
I mean,
you're
the
doing
deadline
well.
the deadline was 3 days ago.
Was the 3rd, but
Yeah.
nope. You're going to have it 3 days later. I'm okay with that.
Right?
Going to go ahead and take the catamaran out for a spin. Fuck you guys, dude.
Wait, are you guys saying I can still vote?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Why not, Giorgio? Mail in vote.
You can still register.
It all counts in Michigan. Actually, this just in. Your vote is already counted in Michigan. You have not voted yet, Giorgio. So,
oh, fuck
I'm
yeah.
super proud of you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Giorgio, super proud. A lot of people saying they've been smoking road nugs on the way to work today. I have not heard that term, but I love it. Giorgio's a big flower guy. And so
He
if you're
is.
smoking road nugs,
I'm not a fan of
Congrats.
smoking while driving or in cars.
you're kidding.
I hate it.
Really?
It sketches me out so much.
Why is that?
I spent 6 days and $500 in a small Missouri town for 2 joints.
Oh boy.
How long did you go to prison for, homeboy?
Oh boy.
Peep the tats.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Fake Dan, you been in jail?
I've not.
It's actually shocking with what you looked like.
I know.
Like, I'm actually shocked by that. I'm like, he had to do something. Like, I imagine you, like, shitting in somebody's heater and then screwing the vent back together and putting it up to, like, 85 and then
Yeah, that's
leaving.
fair.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
get that.
Dan definitely had a good lawyer.
Yeah. Look, we all did.
Yeah, my
you know?
fraternity brother,
Wink, we all did. We all did.
owned a law firm. We're good. We got
Yeah, but we got Alaska,
Community
guys.
service.
And Alaska, nobody's fighting Alaska. So
Eskimos for Trump.
Eskimos for Trump, man. They came out of their igloos and they voted fucking hard. If you want to talk about voter suppression, those motherfuckers had to come out of an igloo, punch a bear in the face, grab a salmon fresh out of the stream, 2-hander, and then have that as a snack on the way to the ballot box. But they only get 3 votes there. They only get 3. Timothy Shishejwan. Hope I'm pronouncing that right because I know that I'm not. Says Arizona's going to flip red. You know, Trump mentioned that last night. If you're going to recount all these ballots at this point and then go to the Supreme Court, you might as well do it for all the states. Lay out your dick and balls like an ancient Egyptian scroll. Let it roll and say, oh, are we recounting everywhere? Let's go all 50, hombres. Let's see what we really got in here. I'd love to see that. Because at this point, with no winner, nothing else, like I remember 2000 just walking around aimlessly. Ironically, I was here. I was here in Austin, Texas, the nights that Bush and Gore were here. I'll name drop it because it's a funny story. I was with Tony Hawk, shooting a movie with Tony Hawk here in Austin, shooting the new guy here in Austin. Everybody
You're back at the new guy.
I went back to the fucking new guy. I'll wear the leather jacket tomorrow because it doesn't matter. World's over. I'll dress up as all my characters. I'll be accepted the next day, FDR American Badass. After that, we'll go through all 30 movies. When we were walking through the town that night, not one person came up to Tony Hawk, took a picture, recognized him, nothing. Because everybody was walking around aimlessly looking up. This is pre-COVID, obviously.
Right.
Pre-China took over our lives and fucking released a virus that killed 1 million people. The TVs were up in the bars and everybody was walking around just glued to the screen. Tony Hawk was invisible. I could have had the fucking Kardashians with me. I could have had Bruce Jenner before he lopped off his ding dong and became a lady walking around with me. Nobody would have known. This is what it feels like today where it's like, dude, if you're driving around today, speed, drink and drive, do whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Nobody's going to pull you over. Everybody's in a fucking haze. And if they do pull you over, all you have to say is, well, The election, am I right? And everyone's going, yeah, go on.
Just
go on
hold
about your
up
day.
the bottle of champagne out the car.
Election.
Cheers.
Am I right?
You and the cops, cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck us. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the rest of us who actually stood in line and voted. Fuck us.
Fuck you.
Fuck the beautiful people of Alaska who got out of the igloos last night. Man, the beautiful people.
I'm just hearkening back to
The beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful. They all walk into the igloos. They're painted like Marilyn Man. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. Taking a fucking buck knife and just stabbing a salmon, eating it right off the fucking thing. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. Sorry, what were you saying?
I know you well enough to know that I need to stay out of your way today.
There's a freight train coming.
Talk.
There's a freight train coming. It says 2 and 3. Don't kid yourself. There's only one train today.
I mean, every
Only one
time I
train today.
try and bring a little levity, it's just not going to happen today, and that's okay.
No, not going to happen
That's
today.
okay.
Not going to happen today. Somebody's asking me if I can play the air guitar, mouth guitar, to lead us off the air tonight. For the Star Spangled Banner. I might have to.
I mean,
I'm the only patriot left. Me and the great people of Alaska.
Right.
Where's Sarah Palin right now?
She's
She's divorced.
Looking at Russia.
She is.
Divorced, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Before we leave the airwaves and our beautiful people, the beautiful people, let's see if we got any updates here that are full of shit.
Okay, probably not,
shall
but
we?
here we go.
Oh, that was another thing I want to talk about last night. I went to Donald Trump's Instagram. I was with a bunch of you guys last night, and I go, hey, can any of you pull up his tweets? There was like 8-10 of us.
No.
No one could pull up his Twitter last night. We weren't allowed.
One person wasn't banned. Who was the person who could actually read
Yeah,
them?
there was one guy who got through.
Who read them on air, yeah.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but like that was the strangest shit I've ever encountered in my entire life, and like it's happening. We read about the Facebook article, what I wrote.
Yeah.
That's being suppressed. I had another post deleted last night. Big shock. There was a guy with a blue check mark. Again, Twitter's feed is just people I hate, so I'm just going to rage tweet them no matter what. First tweet I saw when I came home was somebody named the last name of Schatz, some Democrat with the last name of Schatz, and he was like, "Oh, I think once the recount goes through, we're gonna fucking have a Biden victory or whatever." And I go, "Bro," this is my exact quote, "Bro, you lost all credibility the day you were born with the last name Schatz. It was over after that, and now you're just trying to make up the rest of that life for this when you should have just gone right down to the deed office and changed that last name to Brosiv for something else because holy Schatz." Imagine trying to find a girl with the last name of Schatz. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd even have a hard time fucking someone off of Tinder with the last name of Schatz. I'd get through it, obviously, but it would be tough. Like, as a woman, if you were marrying into that family, who are you marrying into? I'm going to be Jessie Schatz. Oh, you did? When? How long ago? Where is
I will make it a hyphen, and it will be Wise Schatz.
Oh, God.
I do like a hyphenated last name. It's like, I'm still a little bit independent,
Yeah.
but I'm married.
The old
Wise Schatz.
The old Wise Schatz. Here we go. Trump is, so Trump's currently, if you go to his Twitter, his tweets are blocked. Some or all of the content shared in this tweet is disputed and might be misleading about an election or other civil process, and then you have to go to a separate column to view it. What is he saying? So the actual tweet says they are working hard to make up 500,000 vote advantage and Michigan disappear ASAP. Likewise, Michigan and others, I agree. Look, they did it in Michigan in record time, so why not? I think when I went to bed last night, Trump was up by 800,000 or 900,000 in Pennsylvania. And there was at least one guy on CNN that was just like, hey, where are we going to find another million ballots? And no lie, there was this black chick on there who was just like, well, stranger things have happened. Have they? Have they happened? What? Like the fucking Netflix series or in real life? Because this is real life. Jesus Christ. We're not bringing, who's Barbara? We're not bringing Babs back from the dead. Or her Trapper Keeper.
Right.
Another one, Trump's next tweet. What is this all about? This is another one that is blocked. That is blocked fully.
Can't even read it?
No.
Oh, shit.
Fucking globalist.
Look, this is the president of the United States, and his tweets are blocked currently on the day that he is winning an election. Dude, keep scrolling through all of these. All of these are blocked. At this point, so you got to go to another page. It says, last night, this is Donald Trump. Last night I was leading, often solidly. In many key states, in almost all instances, Democrat run and controlled. Then one by one, they started to magically disappear as surprise ballot dumps were counted. Very strange, and the pollsters got it completely and historically wrong. Again, they did. Nate Silver, by the way, took a fucking woodshed beating last night. And let me say, I was here for it. You know what's weird? That's the first time, granted I had a few drinks, that's the first time I took off all my clothes to look at my Twitter account.
Really?
Buck naked, man. I needed to feel it. I needed to go skin to skin with my phone.
Right.
Just put it against my chest for that Nate Silver hatred. I was like, oh, you're living in me. You're one of me. I was like fucking Iron Man with my iPhone last night. Skin to skin. This was my heart for all the Nate Silver tweets. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, it takes a lot for you to do rage nudity, but sometimes you do it.
Yeah.
Just a bit of rage nudity, right?
A little bit of rage nudity. When I walked in, there was an older homeless man, pants down around his ankles, pissing all over the 7-Eleven. And
Fair.
I applauded him. I said, hey,
Yep.
if you're going to do it, today's the day.
Today's the day. And get used to it.
That was America right there, James. That was America. Yes. So stay tuned, kids. What is today, Wednesday?
Yes.
My God, man.
Are days still real or?
No.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm in Reykjavik. Every day is a night. Every night's a day. I'm not sure where there's a bright computer in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have no idea anymore. But what I will say is this: we're going to be here with you tomorrow to try to sort this out. We're doing fake news on Drinkin Bros tomorrow after Ross Patterson Revolution. In all sincerity, I am extremely grateful for the 250,000 people that tuned in to watch the show last night. You're not alone. We're not alone. It really felt like I was hanging out with friends. Tried to read as many messages as we could and all that stuff. And it was a rough night, man. I was pissed by the end of it, to be honest with you. In particular, that last hour. And there was a message board on Drinkin Bros last night that was talking about the election show itself. I want to say that I read those messages personally, and I greatly appreciate it, like for real. I was going through it last night, and reading that made the entire thing worth it to me. And I really appreciate your kind words for the election show last night. In the meantime, this is why we started the show. I think episode 1, we called it the Ross Patterson Revolution because, I love Prince, but 2, I said there will be a revolution coming at some point in this country where it just goes completely off the rails and there's no going back. We're here. And luckily, our show is big enough. We're in the middle of it, and we'll be here with you every single day. And if you're here in town, as these guys will tell you, you can just come in studio and fucking hang with us. It's the same, right? It's the same as you see on the show. It's the same in real life. I mean, shit. We were smoking, fucking drinking, doing all of the things last night. Like
We're doing all of those now.
Yeah, it does not change like all day long. So thank you guys for flying in personally. And spending your time with us and spending your money with us and getting hotels and doing all that shit. It was a fucking blast last night up until the ending. I felt like we had watched an amazing movie with no ending last night where it was just like, it would have been like if fucking Tom Hanks never got off the island. Like they just killed the last 20 minutes of Castaway where you're like, so he's just there? He's just going to be there? He's just going to keep eating fish and fucking sleeping in a cave, flicking on a flashlight for his wife with Wilson? Like, shit. That sucks. That's miserable. Rihanna just threw in 5. She says, we love you guys and we miss you. To the Nooner crew, we love you guys. And if you're out there and you're new to the show, because a lot of people are, after last night we gained a fuck ton of subscribers, go to iTunes, rate Ross Patterson Revolution a 5-star and leave a quick review. It will really help move us on up the charts. Between this and Drinkin Bros and the rest of our media company, we're sitting at around 16, 17 million downloads a month. It is not how many listeners and millions of listeners we have. It is truly those reviews. So please go there and leave a review and know that we greatly appreciate it. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Be best.